People here in Bell, as well as residents who live in Mount Tomah and Barrambing, were told to relocate last night. Now, this fire front, Lisa, is actually moved some 35 kilometres east from where we are here in Bell. But the problem is a number of spot fires that were sparked by ember attacks as this fire front continues to move east towards the Hawkesbury region. All of that smoke you can see behind me is actually one of those spot fires that's making its way up and around this escarpment. Back burning, though, which has been done here, I don't know if you can see that charred land. They are the sort of containment lines that fire crews spent yesterday tirelessly trying to put in to protect property as these spot fires move around the area here in Bell, Clarence and Dargan. So there is still an emergency alert here. As I said, the fire front is now moving east down towards the Bilpin village. Now, residents there, they were warned late yesterday to be told if they stay at their homes, they must be prepared for the onset of fire as the blaze moves towards them. They've also been warned to have enough supplies. Things like electricity could be cut. They're expecting that village could be isolated for some days as this fire front moves in. The problem is, as we all know, is the weather. A west-northwesterly wind is going to move through this region of the Blue Mountains over the next couple of days, and that's fanning this bushfire more and more east towards the Hawkesbury region. So the warnings to residents are coming thick and fast from the authorities. Let's hear from the Fire Commissioner about what he says will happen with the weather in the next couple of days.
The challenging aspect of the forecast is that they're forecasting a strengthening of the winds for Wednesday now, only by another 10 kilometres an hour, but that's still going to be quite problematic because we're only talking 35 to 70, 70 to 100 kilometres an hour now. That's going to be slightly more challenging as we move into Wednesday, which is our worst weather day on the forecast for this week.
So, Lisa, the best thing for residents in this area is to stay across all of the alerts that are coming from authorities and contact them if any danger reaches their property. Lisa?
Yeah, that thick smoke behind you is just relentless, isn't it? Thanks, Dimity. Let's go to Premier Barry O'Farrell now. Premier, good morning to you. Now, last night you declared a state of emergency. What is the latest advice to residents in those affected areas?
Well, the advice to residents is to listen and to obey the instructions of the Rural Fire Service and other emergency services. Lisa, the declaration was about giving our emergency services greater power to order people to evacuate, to order people out of areas and to take appropriate action to deal with what, at a worst case scenario, is a massive fire front.
Will people be forcibly removed from their homes if they're in danger?
People can be under this declaration, and look, no one wants that to happen. Most people, when asked by police or emergency services to leave, will leave, but we know that there is, understandable heartache about leaving property perhaps vulnerable. Well, if it's a choice between property or lives, we should always go for lives, and equally, it's important that people do what the emergency services say, because not to could risk not just their lives, but also those of workers or other citizens who should have been being moved out.
A lot of people, though, very upset yesterday, saying that they think they could have saved their homes because the spot fires would have been easily put out and it wouldn't have gathered momentum. What do you say to them?
Look, I think you have to take the advice of the experts. And I do know at times, Lisa, through this bushfire crisis, people have been told to shelter at home. And so that's happened. There have been examples, even in Springwood, Winmalee, of people who saved their homes by staying with them. But, take the advice of the emergency authorities. They're the experts here, but do what they say the first time.
OK, Premier, we thank you very much for your time. A tough couple of days ahead by the looks of things.
Thanks,
Thank
Lisa.
you. Over to you,